Hi, everyone.
Hi, Maura.
Hi to our viewers on YouTube. This is Maura Q with my channel, Maura Q's Sunrider ADF, and I am a second generation Sunrider. I'm fortunate to be here today with my mother, Ann Q, who is an expert in Sunrider, who's been very successful, had a great career. And today we're focused on the business side of Sunrider. We love talking about products, but we're going to talk about a few common misperceptions about network marketing and then a little bit about what makes Sunrider different. So, Mom, thank you so much for being here with me today. I really appreciate it.
Glad to be here.
Okay, so the first thing that I hear that just terrifies me, honestly, is when people say, like, oh, MLM, it's a scam, and they throw this word scam around. And so, first of all, what do people even mean when they call something a scam? Like, what's a scam?
Well, you know what? I will explain to you how I have been scammed. And the way I have been scammed, not by Sunrider,
Right.
but by the real scammers, is because they appealed to my emotions and made me believe something that wasn't true and pay money for something that I thought I was going to get that I never got. And they took my money and ran. And that's a scam.
Enough.
And there are so many of them around these days
Yeah.
that the word gets thrown around all over the place. If you
Right.
don't like something, if you're not trusting it, you call it a scam.
Right.
Because there are scams out there, lots of them.
There are a lot of scams out there.
Right.
And it's in particular with certain populations of people are targets for scams. Anybody with money is a target for a scam.
Right.
Right.
And
They're all being targeted every day.
there are some types of multi-level marketing that can be a scam.
Okay.
If, in fact, they promise more than they can or ever will deliver, and if they take people's money rather than give them benefits.
Right.
So this does happen.
But there is like a media drive out there to associate MLM with scam. So like I've seen stand-up comedians, films where they, parody or mock anyone that's in an MLM, and they've tried to conjoin these ideas in people's minds that so that MLM is literally synonymous with the idea of scam.
There's a scripture that I love that says there must be opposition in all things. I'm sure it's a philosophical concept that's been around for a long time. So the way I interpret that is this. If there's a good version of something, there's an opposite bad version of the same thing.
Okay.
And your job is to follow that inner light and figure out which one's the good version and which one's the fake version.
Right.
So multi-level marketing does have plenty of fake versions where, in fact, people at the top make all the money or nobody makes any money or they promise more than they can deliver.
Okay.
But there are also good companies that, in fact, reward according to the effort put in.
So some people will just say MLM scam, but there's also people that will say, all men are scum or pigs.
Exactly.
Exactly. Like people, there
Some of them are.
who will make broad overgeneralizations.
Right.
My issue is really that some of these broad overgeneralizations are socially acceptable. Some aren't. Like it is socially acceptable to just say MLM scam, and just mind shut down.
Change that. Wouldn't we love to change?
We would love to change that. Yeah,
we would.
And I would also, refer to that. There's a great, cartoon or saying or whatever, like your mind is like a parachute. It only functions when it's open. So we would like people to be open-minded in general.
I think that's smart with everything. Yeah. In fact, I have all my life been open-minded too. Lots of times.
So, I want to ask you if network marketing is the same as MLM, and maybe you can.
Well, level marketing is a form of network marketing where you get rewarded not just for the people that you personally contacted or recruited or sold product to, but also to the people that they sold or recruited or sold product to, and down the line. So that if I sign up A and B sign up C and D sign up E and F do, these are real people, not just letters of the alphabet. And E and F decide they really want to expand a business and they really want to get good at this, but they have to come back to me up at the top to learn how to do this. And I'm the one who puts in all the work. I am also the one who gets some of the benefit when their efforts pay off. So multi-level marketing acknowledges that things can go by levels deep down. Whereas network marketing is a broader term that simply means that as we network, as we share our love of certain products or services with other people, we get a reward from the company who is benefiting from that work that we are doing. But it's only one level. So network marketing often is just one level, like your phone company benefits, gives you a reward if you sign up somebody else, or the people who cut your grass or kill the weeds in your lawn, or the people who come and fix your plumbing. They all have these days little systems where they reward you for networking with your friends and telling your friends about their service. But they only do this for one level down.
Okay, and a YouTube channel is a network because it's a community.
But it's not network marketing,
right? But so I just want to highlight something you said, that basically an MLM is a form of network marketing. So you can have network marketing that's not necessarily, like, you can have,
MLM is network
is a feline, but not all felines are house kittens.
Yeah. MLM is network marketing that goes down past one level.
Okay.
And
then the other thing, for somebody that's not at all familiar with any of these terms, they're like, at this point on the video, they're already like, oh, I don't know about this, because they've been told, oh, it's a scam, it's a scam, it's a scam. You're asking those people to just say, you know what, just sit with us for a minute, enjoy Maura and her mom and how their personalities interact, and learn about this weird, unique family, right? But
I thought it was weird.
We are weird. We're wonderfully weird. We have a weird, wonderful family, and we love each other. But with the MLM, so like with affiliate marketing, most people on the internet are going to be familiar with that.
Okay, that's good.
Right. It's like if you have a YouTube channel and you have 15,000 followers or 2 million followers, and you put up an affiliate marketing link, you're not intimately involved in your followers' lives, but they click on that link, and it's just the act of clicking. You get paid something because your link is going to that product, and the product provider or service provider says, hey, we know the business came from this guy, so we're going to pay them something. With MLM, it's more like a ripple effect that you're being compensated for. You're being compensated for the totality of your influence, because proportionately, like as you throw stone into a pond and it ripples out. If somebody buys something because somebody I know recommended it, because I told somebody, told somebody, I'm going to get a smaller percentage as that sphere of influence reaches its outer rings. Correct?
I would imagine so.
I mean, in Sunrider, you get a certain percent on your first level, and it's a smaller percent on your second level.
Depending. Second level does more than the first level did. I make my biggest commission on a third level person.
Okay.
All right. Because they do more. And actually, they also take up more of my time because I spend more time training them.
Okay.
So the reason this is so share in Sunrider and get paid on levels down is because there's an awful lot of education involved in teaching people how to use these products, because they are so different from anything else on the market. And I know we promised I would not discuss product on this video, but Sunrider is a product-based company, and that is what drives the type of marketing that we have. We have to teach people how to handle their bodies in this way to get the benefits that they can get.
Okay. So I'm sorry, I have a little interrupt.
I have another question on your.
I do.
Pyramid schemes. Pyramid schemes are famous for being naughty. And a pyramid scheme means that the only one who makes any money is the one at the top, and that's because of the way it's structured. That doesn't happen with us at all. That is very illegal. If we were doing that, we would have been shut down ages ago. And believe me, Sunrider has lawyers crawling all over everything all the time to make sure that everything we do and everything we say about our products is strictly according to Hoyle.
Yeah. So, pyramid scheme is, like, I actually associate the word pyramid scheme with Bernie Madoff, who was not an MLM. It was, it was an investment opportunity where all the money was getting funneled up to the top, and then they were faking dividends.
There are companies that pattern after that too.
Right. Completely fake, completely illegal.
We don't do that.
It's separate things, but people don't. There must have been some company at some point that was an MLM and a pyramid scheme to get these ideas so closely linked in people's minds. But
I've heard of a few. Yeah.
okay, I don't know anything about.
Usually they involve the distributors with a whole lot of buying up at the front end. You buy a whole lot of product, and then you're supposed to sell these products.
Okay,
it's products just to sign up. You have to buy products. We have no requirement of buying a certain amount of products to sign up as a business owner.
Okay, so let's just set this awful. I mean, scams are awful.
Let's go to a different slide.
It's a good word though to get people really emotional, right?
Yeah,
gets people emotional. But this is kind of a related thing. Only the top people make money. That's where people are really confusing pyramid schemes with legit company. Okay, yeah, okay. So, I've heard you can make money if you are the first to sign up. Is that true?
No, for you, as I look at the downline structure of our particular group, there are people who signed up way above me who are making way less than I make.
Okay.
And that's just the way it is because they never did anything with it. They signed up somebody who signed up me, and then me did a whole bunch of work. And they get a little commission because they're still doing some minimal stuff, to keep active.
Because they initiated something that led to the relationship.
They did.
Led to you.
They did. So they're getting a lovely reward. And I'm sure they deserve it.
Generous reward. Because it's perpetuity.
Yeah. So you have a question here about Sunrider's business plan?
Yeah. So if
it's fun to say the current Infinity business plan is almost 10 years old right now. I did look that up a few minutes ago. Yeah.
Okay.
And we have been through many different business plans in this evolving idea of what the possibilities were for multi-level marketing. When I, as one of the top leaders, was called in to be on the original committee that took a look at this new plan, which had been developed by a very prestigious company for over a year, for very specific needs. I was just amazed because I could not see any flaws in it. It's just beautiful in terms of fairness and reward for work done. It's just beautiful.
So I want to make a comment about what you just said, piggyback a little. And I'm going to first repeat the question, just to repeat it for people. I said, if we can't address all MLM companies, what can we say about Sunrider's business plan? You had your response. And you said with the new business plan that's 10 years old, that you could not see any flaws in it. Now, my comment is about anyone here who's interested in neurodivergence. I'm 50 years old. You're my mom. I've known you 50 years. You're awesome. And when Ann Q says, I couldn't see any flaws in it, that means something extra because your brain is specifically skilled at looking at a big system. And if there's a flaw in it, you're going to see it, right?
Yeah.
And you're going to be totally honest because you can't be any other way.
Yeah. There were times in the previous 30 years where, as a top member company, where I would be invited into executive councils where we would be presented with the latest and greatest business plan. And I would look at it and I'd say, that isn't going to work. So-and-so's going to lose money. And they would say no. And I would say yes. And I was always right. You know that.
I'm always right.
Yeah. What is beautiful about the fairness of this plan is it allows for many, many different styles of leadership. In other words, if you want to build your business by doing a whole lot of retail customers, you can earn nice living doing that. If you want to create a huge network and train groups of people, you can do that. Yeah. If you want to just do one-on-one, there's just the structure is set to reward however you need to do your business.
That's really interesting.
You're free to do it in whatever manner you please too.
Yeah.
Like your YouTube channel. If you want to send out emails, if you want to do it on Facebook, if you want to have little kitchen gatherings, if you want to do skincare demos in your living room, you can do whatever you wish.
That's exciting. And
you're honest.
Yeah, right. You have to have integrity, or you don't If you don't have integrity, you don't cut it as a Sunrider. But you wouldn't be attracted to this opportunity anyway. Because
And then meanwhile, the business development team is there for constant support if you need help. But if you ask them what you should do, they say, well, that's your choice. Yeah, some things we're offering to help you with, but you can choose how to do this however you want. And if you want to travel around the world and have a business in Taiwan and a business in Korea and a business in Israel or wherever you want, you can build an international business and get compensated for that too.
That's exciting and mind-blowing.
Yep.
Yeah. So I'm going to back up a second, respond to something you said, because there used to be more of an emphasis on this idea of duplication. And, if you do something exactly this way, it has to be duplicatable. Someone else has to do the exact same thing. The problem for me as a hyper creative person with a little bit of pathological demand avoidance is that my brain doesn't work that way. I'm hyper creative. I want to figure out what's the best, newest, or most original, spicy way that someone has not done this business and do it that way.
You know what? I just remember the people who first trained me in Sunrider, I absolutely did not do it the way they did it. Just realized that. I didn't like the way they were doing it.
Yeah.
I even went so far as anyway. I have my own way of doing things, and I have leaders under me who do things that I could never do the way they could never do what I do, and I could never do what they do.
We're not cookie cutter people. We're all.
It's just I just realized that there's been diversity within my downline.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's really cool.
Yes.
That's super cool. So
back when I started my MLM career in Amway many years ago.
Yeah.
And we had we were trained exactly what to do. There were certain demos you did and certain words you used, and that's what we did.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen with Sunrider.
They tried. They tried.
No, they didn't. No, they didn't. It's on our own from the beginning. It's on our own. They give us stuff we can use.
Yeah. But they've always had amazing products.
Yeah. Their job is to make the perfect products that nobody else in the world.
But let's back up to this last question. I'm going to hammer home one point that you mentioned before. What makes Sunrider's business plan different? And when you say, they hired a company. So Sunrider is a family-owned company. It's an intergenerational company. And it started by the Chen family. What year? 1985?
83.
83? Okay. So the new business plan that they started about 10 years ago, it was during a time period where the second generation of Sunriders in the Chen family was stepping into leadership roles. So Sunny and Ruben and the other kids, they were all taking on roles in Wendy, marketing, operations, research and development. Ruben is the oldest son. He's also a medical doctor. So they've got that medical component that's important to the Chen family still there. But when they wanted to redo the last time they redid the business plan 10 years ago, they hired a consulting company. They put that only does network marketing and MLM and direct sales. And they said, if you guys have helped so many companies start that, and you know this industry inside and out, if you could make a plan that was the most generous, the most fair, the most exciting, would get people who really are in this space just on the business plan, the way we have people who are here for the products, can we make the business plan as good as the products? And that's the business plan that we have now. I don't understand the nuts and bolts of it, but I understand a simple concept, which is infinity compensation. And I understand that it is the business equivalent of the quality level that we've had with the products since 1983.
Yeah, this is not the place to go into all the little details because they are incredibly detailed.
And they're way over my head.
Just believe me that this plan is fair. It works for everyone, whatever your style of business is.
Sure. I mean, and maybe in a few months I'm making more money and I'll have some actual detailed questions. So we'll see. But I
do not like a plan where, in spite of all your work, if you miss one little thing, you miss one little requirement, your whole check goes down the drain. We don't have anything like that. It's a very step by step by step by step.
Okay.
As your income goes up, it's little increments, just little increments to take you to the next level, so that you're never everything. Your whole check does not depend on somebody placing a $100 order. If
Okay.
that's
Nothing's punitive about this plan.
nothing punitive. That's a good word to say.
It's generous.
I'm tired of talking about money.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Not your thing. But let's go on to the next slide. Okay. So these are just miscellaneous.
You have to invest a lot of money in inventory.
Right.
That's actually forbidden. It's absolutely forbidden to have an inventory. You may not do that.
How could you keep an inventory on hand when you're going to want to gobble up all those products right away?
Well, there's no need, because anybody that you recruit or you sign up can order online, and that's the way it's done.
Okay.
And you get credit for them, same as if you get credit for those retail purchases, the same as if they have bought from your store.
Right.
They marked up more than products in retail stores. What I have always known, and I don't see that this is any different, is that every business sets aside a certain percentage of revenue for advertising. And in a good multi-level company such as ours, that percentage of income is set aside for distributor commissions, because we are the advertisers. We are paid to do the advertising.
Right.
And the business is so structured so that the way we are paid, the way our checks are calculated based on volume sold, will never cause Sunrider to go under, because they have to pay out more commissions than they can afford. That was one thing I remember questioning them on when I went in for that original committee look at the new program. I asked what assurance was there that if they're giving out this much money, that they would not, in fact, themselves go under. And that was explained to me how that was worked. I don't need to explain that to you right now.
Okay.
It's not a mathematical formula.
But it's so if I'm going to turn that, what you said, that it's a complicated mathematical formula, into a metaphor people can understand, I would say like pond has its own kind of self-cleaning, self-regulating mechanisms, so that it's always returning to homeostasis. That's how it works economically.
It's self-regulating.
Yeah. Okay.
MLM products are marked up more than products in retail stores.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. That's because the quality. Frankly, when you understand the quality of our ingredients and the concentration, you will wonder how anybody can afford to make them even.
Yeah.
I mean,
I put that one on the list because years ago I was talking to someone in private equity. I wanted to do a Sunrider infomercial because I'm a performer, I'm an actor, and that's how I communicate. It's like I like to be on camera. It's really hard for me one-on-one. Put a camera in front of me and performing Mora comes out. So that they had said that to me, and I had never heard that kind of like that concept was totally foreign to me, right? Because you can't Coca-Cola, it's like 2 cents worth of product, and like the markup is like ridiculous.
Remember Dr. Jenny's product, the recent beauty serums. Our serums are like all natural ingredient, like 100%. Okay, the percentage of actual ingredient in the serum is not even comparable to what another product on the market will be, which will be mostly fillers and only a tiny amount of.
Right.
So our good ingredients are the product. We don't do fillers and junk and preservatives and all that stuff. So we're just, that's ridiculous. Okay.
So there's like some company out there at some point though that had no product of its own, and what they were selling was the MLM opportunity, and they were marketing products.
Exactly that. Yeah.
Okay. So somebody somewhere once upon a time did this thing. It has nothing to do with us.
You have to sell to your warm market friends and family. Good luck with that.
Wow.
My best people right now were never my friends or family before I started in Sunrider.
Wow.
I don't know how the Lord sent him to me.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. That one, I put that one on there because that one was specifically for me. It's like, you have to sell to your warm market. Like,
I know people in this business who, their main downlines are their 10 grown-up sons and daughters or what.
Yeah. And that's fine for them.
Doesn't always work.
If that's something that's your particular pain point, like don't do that to me, you are welcome in Sunrider, is what you're saying.
Besides, in some families, the family members don't have to sign up because the parents give away all their products all the time. No names mentioned. All right. MLMs might have worked in the 1980s and now it's different. Of course it's different. You guys have to figure it out. You got to figure out how to do it.
Okay, we got to figure it out. Okay, we're drunk.
Most MLM companies fold in 3 to 5 years. I have heard that it's gotten really bad, that right now it's not just 3 to 5 years, but that many well-established companies that have been here for many years have folded after the COVID and all the other problems that have been going on in our economy. We are one of the few that are hanging on.
Yeah, but we're not just hanging on the Chen family.
Well, we're flourishing. We're investing in more,
But we have staying power.
yeah. They're always planning for the next 100 years,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're long-term thinkers and they're planners.
You have to be a salesperson or you have a large network. Well, defined salesperson. Anybody who talks about stuff they like is a salesperson. Large network. No, I only knew 1 or 2 people, but they knew a lot of people. They took care of it for me.
So you could be what they call a broker or a quiet influencer.
Yeah.
Who you know what you know is cool.
That's what me, brother.
Just glommed on, right?
I'm just not the person who goes out and talks to a lot of people, but people bring people to me because, that's my stuff.
Right.
Your friends have to push them to buy stuff. The only thing I could comment on that is somebody called me and said, I just found out about your new prize-winning beauty product. How come you didn't tell me about it? Like I was in trouble. So anyway.
Yeah.
I've never heard of that actually happening.
Sunrider people are not pushy people at all.
No, we should be, considering what we have.
Not because we're so happy that we have our own products. We're like, oh, too bad other people don't have this.
Go to the next slide.
Sure. Let's go to the next slide. So we've got 4 points here. This is, I wanted to, yeah, go ahead.
Family history. Well, we've been involved in Sunrider from the beginning, from before the beginning. You said you have another video that you did with me on.
We did a
experience there. Yeah, but
yes, we can repeat a little bit of that. We have as much time.
Let's just go on the story.
Okay. But we've used the products since 1983.
We live with the products. I will not have anything in the house that we can have a Sunrider version of it instead.
Yeah.
The Sunrider version is here because it's so much better. And because health is so important.
Yeah.
And having contaminants and junk in the house or in your body or on your skin is not the way to live a happy life.
Yeah. And yes, we can do that. I do want to say, since we are focusing on the business side of this, I do want to say something about the Q family history of Sunrider, which is, initially with you and Dad, you were both alternative healthcare practitioners. I feel like a lot of the videos, a lot of the people that are really embracing, whether it's ADF, alternative day fasting, some diet, whether they're paleo, gluten-free, this or that, people are just now beginning to understand core concepts like the microbiome is important, what you eat is important, and or the standard American diet of hyper-processed, ultra-processed foods that are all white flour and white sugar, that's not going to be good for you. That was radical in 1983 and prior to that, in the 70s. You were doing, you were...
1977 I started.
Yeah, we did raw food, we did Ayurveda, we did all this stuff.
And so when I found Sunrider, it was obvious that was the best way to achieve the goals I already had, which was as regenerative a diet as possible to keep my body in good shape.
Right.
So because it wasn't for sure.
But what I think would be nice is if, because people are just starting to, people who are on the edge, the leading edge, are just starting to catch up to where you were 40 years ago, 50 years ago, 45 years ago. How can we help them bridge the gap between what they know and what they don't know?
Well, that's your problem. That's your
Thank you. Figure it out, me.
You figure it out. They don't speak my language anymore, but you figure.
But they do speak your language, but you have to kind of go back a ways and remember who you were in the mid-70s, right? They do understand that gut health is important, But anyway, so that's our family history, and I'm going to.
Since this is a business video, you should know that Sunrider has been our primary and usually only source of income for the last 4 years.
Right. And it's a source of residual income. You have never missed a paycheck
Right.
since
Never
1983.
missed a paycheck.
The Chens have been good to us.
Oh, yeah.
They're trustworthy. They've helped us out. Um, and also for me, as a kid, like there was a lot of, well, you didn't have a lot of money when you just got in, started, with herbs and stuff. And there was a lot of shame for me about around not having money. And you taught me things about like the subconscious mind and goal setting that was part of my childhood. Um, and
I remember.
oh yeah, and to go from turning your annual income into your monthly income in a period of 2 short years. You did that with Sunrider, and that I am so grateful to the Chens. I got to go to good private schools. I got to have art supplies. Like all of my creative life was able to flourish because of the financial abundance that we had because of Sunrider.
We have been blessed.
Yeah,
We're blessed, yeah.
yeah. So you have a beautiful 5,000 square foot home. We went on,
And it's not because I am the great salesperson that runs around signing everybody up. It's because once people tried the products, they were on them for life.
yeah, and because you have integrity and ethics as a person. Like,
Mm.
yeah, you're
The
deep,
gems also.
yeah, you're deeply spiritual, deeply religious. Chen family integrity. I want to just shut up about this one 'cause I love the Chens, but I want you to tell me in your business dealings with the Chens over the past, what has it been? It's since 1983, 03, 30, how many years? 35 plus years.
All he wants is to make the best products in the world that are possible and to help us to profit from that. To help us not face the poverty that he faced as a young immigrant.
We want to bring health and
Yeah.
wealth to people.
Yeah. And I trust him implicitly.
Okay. And so you're talking about Dr. Tai Fu Chen, who is a Taiwanese person that came to
He's
America.
brilliant. He is
Yeah.
brilliant.
He is a genius. He really is.
I have sat in executive council rooms and I had a person ask a question about a certain ingredient in a certain product. And I watched him fill the whole board with chemical symbols. Wow, explaining exactly where this molecule that he was so worried about was gonna go.
Wow.
Or in pictures all around and say, well, this is why you don't worry about that little thing. And I thought, you know what? This guy's brilliant. Let's not question what he does with product.
Yeah.
You know, they test when they are developing a new product and they use the best scientists in the world to add to their knowledge of ancient Chinese texts also. The products are tested for every possible contamination.
Right.
So the family members use the products before we ever get to see them.
Lucky that.
Always get tested on family first. So yeah, you could tell when the Chen started having grandchildren, all of a sudden we're getting all these products for babies and children. Yeah. Um, they make sure that anything that comes out of that factory, those factories, because there are a number of them around the world now, is going to do what it says and not harm anybody and actually cause amazing, amazing results.
So something else came to my mind when you were talking about the Chens. I remember Dr. Tai Fu Chen, he's, the patriarch grandfather of the family. Yes. I remember growing up listening to his business talks. And well, actually, maybe they weren't completely business talks. Maybe they were product talks. I don't know. He had these tapes, like tape of the month. Do you remember tape of the month?
Yeah, that's another story.
Okay. But there were always audio tapes. We heard a lot of Dr. Chen's voice growing up, and he would talk about things in a way that brought in this whole philosophy, what we call Sunrider's philosophy of regeneration. But when I was in my early 30s, for the first time, somebody at work said, have you heard of Lao Tzu? Have you heard the Tao Te Ching? And they brought me an English version printout of the Tao Te Ching, which is a Taoist philosophical text. And as I read it, I thought, this feels so familiar to me.
Yeah.
Because to me, Lao Tzu and Dr. Chen are speaking some kind of So it's very, they're speaking, there's a common kind of wave going on there. Like,
Yeah, that's a whole nother time.
I know we're getting super deep.
That's real fun.
Okay. So, and,
I want to mention that you guys never knew what it was to have two parents go to work in the morning and then come home and you have to come home after school and make your own breakfast, dinner or whatever because your parents were out working all day. We were home, both
Yeah.
of us, for the last 40 years. Oh my God.
Yeah.
We still are.
and in your home, you have a beautiful home and it allows you control over your sensory environment and people come to you.
Really important to us.
Yeah. Yeah.
Are we almost done?
Well, we want to just kind of say Sunrider difference. Sunrider is family owned and it's multi-generational.
Yeah.
There's no private equity firm that's gonna gobble up Sunrider or there's no day where all the leadership is gonna change.
Yeah, that's a promise we have.
Yeah, stability. But also they never went into debt to start this company. And they have substantial financial holdings as well. So it's financially a very stable company. Yes. And then the Infinity Comp Plan.
I think we already talked about that pretty much.
Any closing thoughts on there?
It rewards on all levels and it rewards fairly, and there's no punitive aspect to it, which is really important. And it's a step-by-step thing. So as long as you understand the step you're on, you don't have to worry about the details of 10 steps ahead. And there's always someplace else to go. There's endless room for improvement.
Right. So as long as your entire volume of sales is growing, as long as people that buy the products because you introduce them to them, introduce other people, and as long as we keep getting the word out about Sunrider and people start switching from stuff that's really toxic or maybe just not as good to Sunrider, the tech is going to keep on that.
Just switching over from some things that you're using in your house and on your body that you might do better.
Yeah.
You might get something that actually is good for you.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I guess, do you have any other closing comments?
No, this has been delightful. I wish everybody could have the experience that we've had in terms of finding something that actually changes your life for the better.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would just be great. And it doesn't hurt to check it out,
All right. I'm going to give you a big, wait, here's this regulating little heart sign.
Okay.
I don't know if people do that.
All right.
I love you.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Mom.
All right.
Bye.
Did you end your recording?
No, I'm still recording.
Did you record?
There we go.
You have to do it yourself. Okay.